Welcome back, everybody. Well, if you've gone through a divorce or are currently going through one, you know it can be especially hard when children are involved. This week on It's the Law, we're going to talk about child custody, frequently asked questions, and attorney Jay Davis is here to give us some answers, as always. Jay, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. So say your ex lives in a different state. Do different states have different, they obviously have different child custody laws. Can you explain a little bit about that?
Well, different states have different ways of dealing with things. In Georgia, we have what we call the best interest of the child.
Okay.
So where there's some states may favor a mother interest, they used to favor a little bit there, some split it. We've got a standard here in Georgia that says what's the child's best interest. If you want to argue for custody, you argue about how it benefits the child. That's what the decision's made.
So, for example, our neighbor South Carolina is a pro-mother state, which they're typically going to favor the mother in these child custody cases, unless there's some, outlying factor there. But what problems can like a father run into when a state is typically pro-mother?
Well, we don't have to worry about that too much here in Georgia, but what you have to do is you have to overcome that preference to a mother.
Okay.
Like I say, Georgia is best interest of the child, but there are judges in different venues, different counties, that may still favor the mother because that is something sort of a holdover from times past.
Well, for example, like say the father is from Georgia, but the mother moves to South Carolina, which is a pro-mother state, and they decide to do the child custody in South Carolina. What problems can he run into, I guess, in that
Well,
case?
if that is the state, if South Carolina is having a mother preference, then he's going to have to, if he wants custody, which a lot of parents, mother or father, sometimes are not really actively seeking the custody, but if he wants custody, he may try to change venues and pull the venue back. If she had moved away from Georgia to South Carolina, try to pull the venue back to Georgia to get a more favorable venue.
And real quick, what's the best advice? This is obviously the most important part. What's the best advice for helping a child deal with, custody changes?
Well, one of the things that we do regularly is we try to make the orders require the parent that's taking custody. In other words, when there's an exchange of custody, that the parent taking custody goes and picks up the child, rather than the other parent bringing and dropping off a child. It tends to foster a feeling from the child, in the child, that one parent is wanting them and actively getting them, rather than one person just getting rid of them.
It's a touchy situation.
That's one of the situations we try to work into the orders there.
All right, Jay. Well, thanks so much for the advice. And if you have a legal question, you can email it to us. Just email itsthelaw@41nbc.com. We'll answer it right here on the air with Jay Davis.